Yo, what is up? So we're actually at that halfway mark of filming myself every day for the next 30 days. And it's kind of surreal, to be honest, because I didn't think that I'd be doing this consistently, let alone speak and project my thoughts and try to articulate and try to communicate my thoughts to y'all, right? So today I wanted to touch on something I stumbled on yesterday about how you can keep your conversations free flowing or less boring, right? And this is something that I realize a lot of guys have a problem with because whether it's anxiety or whether it's being all up in your head too much or just afraid of what the other person's gonna think, what the other person's gonna say, being afraid of rejection. And I can relate to this so much because I was in that same position years ago, right? And I remember getting I believe it was my second job, and I worked as a computer technician, right? In this local shop. And I remember having about like 3 or 4 colleagues each station, so I was posted in like 2 stations. And where I'm going with this is that basically I had the opportunity to improve my skills in this situation or this position, so to speak, because I was surrounded by complete strangers, right? And coming right out of college, being my second job, it was almost as if I was thrown into the pits, right? And I had to fend for myself because I grew up in a different environment compared to here in the West, right? My backstory is gonna be probably for another day, but I remember there was this one chick that was a colleague of mine that was working there, right? And she was nice and petite, and the first time I met her, it was a slightly weird interaction because she was attractive, right? And she was, as I mentioned, petite, but she had nice dunk, right? And long story short, after working there for a couple months, and after having that weird first interaction with her, long story short, last day of my job, I hit her up and we smashed, right? And I suppose that was a culmination of being able to talk to her, being able to get to know her, etc., etc. But we were in a sort of platonic, not really platonic friendship, but I made sure to keep our interactions to the point where she couldn't friend zone me, right? And where I'm going with this topic is how you don't let the other person put you in a box or in the friend zone almost, right? And how you do this is by not only stating your intentions, but keeping things flirty. And this is the most important part, right? When you keep things flirtatious, it's almost as if you're hinting at certain things, but you're not saying it directly, so they have nothing against you, right? Because you're just hinting, you know? It's almost as if, oh, I say something like nice pants you're wearing, or like how deep does that go up your crotch? Not exactly to those words verbatim, but you can say that without actually pointing it out in a sexual manner, if that makes sense, right? And when you keep things flirtatious, it's almost as if you're just playing in the conversation, right? It's nothing serious. And that's my second point, which is not to take things so seriously, right? As you go about your day, when you meet people, when you talk to random people, strike up a conversation and not take things so seriously. Because more often than not, if you do this, you'll realize that most people are actually boring, right? Most people are way all up in their heads too much, right? And fuck, I don't know if someone's at the door, but anyways, let me make this real quick. That's my second point. Most people are way up all in their heads too much, and when you go through life not being serious and being flirty, and I'm not talking about flirting in a sexual manner, right? I'm talking more so along the playful side of things, right? When you keep your conversations playful, you'll realize that things flow so much better. Okay? And with that said, I will catch you guys tomorrow for day number 16. Later.